Getting you up to speed on the latest patch notes. This is not the ranked update, the matchmaking patch that is going to be coming any day now. This is the pre-patch to that, which is going to be a follow-up patch. This is the sort of minor balance patch where they tweaked a few things, got some items ready in a different shape, changed some attributes around, and also tweaked some heroes, giving some heroes shorter cooldowns, changing the scaling, and making a few heroes less powerful in the early game. So I hope you enjoy the patch note breakdowns, and we're going to go through the items, heroes at the end, and we test some things as well. So Stamina Bucket 3 characters have had their dash time increased by 0.2 seconds in the ground and the air. So these are these characters, the Bucket 3 slowest characters. The orb spawners are also going to give the 10 souls on hit to everybody in the base. They said they fixed the audio slider for people on your team and in your party. I doubt that that does work, but we'll see. Crushing Fist got a big buff. Max stack Crushing Fist has got a huge buff. The max stack stun duration has been increased by 1/4 of a second. It should be enough time to fit in a heavy melee. The bullet reduction has also seen an increase. Now, Curse is pretty interesting. Probably the most significant part of this patch is that Curse now does not give you an overall flat damage penalty. Active is applied, now you have the debuff. Diviner's Kevlar has also received a flat buff, plus 5 spirit power, so this is already 35 spirit power now up to 40. Echo Shard has also received some nerfs, with a 0.5 second timer in between casts, and no longer granting plus 5% fire rate. The cooldown has also been increased, now with a flat base of 30 seconds plus the cooldown of whatever item you imbue it with. Ethereal Shift received a nerf of 2 seconds extra cooldown. Frenzy receives a massive buff, now offering 10% lifesteal innate. Now Fury Trance gives you +1 move speed and also removes the move speed penalty while shooting, such as items like Fleetfoot. You can also cancel a melee. Could you always? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Life Strike now prioritizes the hero healing when hitting a trooper and a hero at the same time. Mystic Shot has received a buff with 1 second cooldown reduction and also had its spirit scaling nerfed. Restorative Locket health per boon increased, now 34 per stack at max level. Now, Scourge doesn't give you innate debuff resist. It gives you 20% debuff resist on cast. The health per boon has gotten reduced slightly. Seems like a fair way to tweak Scourge and shift around the innate properties of items and the active properties of items a little bit. The health per second number on Scourge does continue to go down, and I think that while that is a fair way to nerf Scourge, the spirit scaling still does get those numbers back up. You're looking at 3.5 max health per second in a lot of common situations. Slowing Bullets. This item has been nerfed. Slowing Bullets has had its 15% damage buff removed entirely, changing the entire identity of the item, while building into weighted shots to get that damage back now yields 10% less. Spiritual Overflow now giving you 10% lifesteal on proc, and ability duration buff reduced from 15 to 13. Fire rate has also seen a 2% nerf. I think a slight tweak is fair, and I'm still happy to buy this item in many situations. Spirit Burn has been gutted. I think the balance on this is amazing. There is really no point to this item anymore. It still gives a nice anti-heal effect, so if you need healing reduction and that is your priority and you're desperate for a little bit more burst damage, consider adding Spirit Burn. Otherwise, put this item where it belongs, in the trash. 6% ability range is not enough to make up for the lackluster damage that this item is going to continually put out. It's going to no longer hit enemies in a radius, it's only single target. Moved half cooldown against NPCs, so be careful using your abilities in lane. You're not going to have Spirit Burn up as often as you used to. And the explosion damage has been reduced from 110 to 50. I don't see where Spirit Burn was already underperforming. It will now have an inability to add anything relevant besides the anti-heal and a little bit more burst. Suppressor has seen a half a second duration nerf. I think this is fine. In lane, Suppressor can feel quite oppressive and is a great buy. Still has a lot of utility. Tank Buster, as we've all seen this recent phenomena of the Tank Buster combo being too powerful, proccing off of items such as Spirit Burn. It has been nerfed. It no longer does that. It can't proc off items. There's Quite a lot of item iteration going on. Several of our favorites have seen a significant nerf, and others seem like they're still in a great place. Look out for that new Frenzy with 10% lifesteal, buffed Spiritual Overflow, and of course Crushing Fists. We're going to see how all that plays when it's in action. Amado's received -5 on her Spirit Power for Flying Slash, charges on tier 3 reduced from +1 to +2, and charge time increased from 4 seconds to 5 seconds. This is time between charges where she can recast. This seems good. The Yamato hook is crazy, we all know that. So Splatter has had its damage reduced significantly. The spirit ratio has also been reduced. However, the base bounce count has been increased from +1 to +2. This way Viscus still has plenty of utility in lane and isn't so oppressive with his damage. A tier 3 bounce count, however, does not give you +2 anymore. It only brings you up to the 3 total bounces, giving you +1. The cube tier 3 has seen a 5-second cooldown. This is totally insane for Viscus's survivability and as well as his support utility and just general stuff that he wants to do, flying across the map in a cube and everything else. Puddle Punch has seen a reduced slow duration, and the slow amount has been increased. So the duration is 1 second less, and the amount is 10% more, up to a 30% slow. The cooldown has also been reduced by 3 seconds. Goo Ball tier 2 now also gives you 20% resist instead of 10. Venator's sprint has been reduced in speed by ½ a meter. And the bullet fall off is reduced from 20 meters to 51 meters, down to 18 meters to 47 meters. Venator's ult now starts the cooldown immediately as soon as you press the ability, and Blessed Stakes is seen above. Silver also got a fall off range nerf, and Slam Fire now does 100% bonus damage against NPCs, not objectives like towers. The precast time has increased. Now there's a move speed reduction. Tier 1 of Lycan Curse also saw a reduction in the amount of resist. Stamina regen increased, and the Killing Blow recast window has gotten much shorter. Pocket got a buff to his cloak, so now it's 1 second faster. Affliction has had its DPS reduced by 6% across the board, meaning the scaling, the upgrades, and everything. Paige got a buff to her rallying charge.
Meet my friends. Protect you.
And Ivy Spirit scaling reduction. Burrow goes on cooldown as soon as you use it now. And this one's kind of crazy. You can cast items while in combo. It doesn't work. Is it self items? Okay, so you can't cast Curse and so you can't cast Cursed or Arctic Blast. You can't Curse or Arctic Blast, but you can Colossus.
Stay safe out there.
Can you Warp Stone?
I got him all.
No, you can't Warp Stone.
Filthy paws off me.
Get him, Maurice.
You can Vampiric first.
Maul him.
You should be able to Shadow Weave.
Stay strong, buddy.
You can't Shadow Weave. Probably because of the
Stop the
damage
vampire.
interference. Can you Capacitor?
I can't hold them for long.
Okay. Dispel. I mean, you can Dispel during it. That's pretty cool. You can't Dispel during it. What? Can you Return Fire?
We got him.
You can't Return Fire. Can you Resto?
We got him.
You can Resto. Well, we need stacks for it to work. Okay, here we go.
Get him, Maurice.
We did it! We rested. You can get stamina back after combo. That's pretty good. Okay, well, this is not an exhaustive list of what items you can use, but it seems like you can't use most of them. Okay, I have to know. You can't use Refresher. Oh, you can? Wait. Hang on.
Good job.
Take care
You
of him,
can't
Maurice.
use Refresher at first, but it comes available during the... So I went back in to test this because I had no cooldown on when I originally recorded the footage. And so here I am with combo using Refresher, the new combo that lets you use items. So here I am with Refresher, so I'm going to engage the combo,
Can't hold them for long.
use Refresher, and I seem to be able to get him again.
He was a cute little guy.
Exactly what's happening, it seems like you're
We got him.
stunned out of your ult when you use Refresher.
Take care of him, Maurice. Get him, Maurice.
But you seem to be able to chain it. Somewhat. There's a small window in between. There's no way. There's no way.
Maurice, now!
Echo Shard.
I can't hold them for long. Fight dirty. Maul 'em! Hand in your eye. I got 'em all.
You can't Echo Shard.
You smell like a sewer, but your money smells like heaven.
You can't Vortex Web. Can you Slowing Hex? I wouldn't be surprised.
Now go out there and fold your will.
No, you can't. You Spirit Sap?
We got
That's on them. You can't even do everything on you. Focus on?
Maul 'em!
Okay, this one would be game breaking. This is it. This is the one. You can't Scourge. You have to Scourge before. Well, I'm glad about this. I don't want him to have items like knocked down while he's comboing me, but that's very interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. Huh. Rescue Beam?
Someone's
Healing Nova?
Get them, Maurice!
Can't use Healing Nova Rescue Beam. So I think you can really only use a few items. You can only use Colossus. You can use Colossus, and you can use Vampiric Burst, which doesn't help you during the ult because it's bullet lifesteal. Can you use Fury Trance? That probably can't work either. You can. Okay, maybe this is the GOAT right here because you get 40% Spirit Resist. I think Mo Krill could buy a Fury Trance right here pretty successfully. Because that is one of the few items that currently does work. So Mirage has had the Scarab duration reduced by 2 seconds. This is a good nerf. This is big. The charges have also been reduced. You don't get +2 charges, you get +1 charge. And you get the 2 seconds duration back on the tier 2, not the tier 3. And you no longer get increased lift duration on Dust Devil tier 3. And they have fixed the cooldown that they meant to put in. So he's supposed to have a better cooldown and he didn't have it. Okay. Mina has had the Sanguine Retreat recast time increased by half a second, as well as the tier 3 range cast increased by a meter. So this is a straight buff to her bats.
Later,
They now
losers.
linger longer, where you can have a larger window to recast them, as well as going further. Mina players get some increased survivability, mobility. Got Lady Geist Life Drain has increased the damage to heal. So previously this was at 75% and you could get it to 90 with healing booster. Right now I'm at 120% damage to heal. Now Geist has even stronger heal on her life suck. Oh no! Life Drain DPS reduced to provide the same effective heal as before, but with less DPS. Amp damage reduced by 1% on Malice, and tier 3 gets it back. They made Geist deal less damage. Life Drain was very powerful. Kelvin Frozen Shelter cooldown 10-second reduction. Haze Sleep Dagger wake up time spirit scaling reduced from 003 to 002. So what this is the amount of damage you need to take to wake up out of sleep, and the scaling for that has gone lower. So now it's a lower threshold of the damage she gets to deal to you before you wake up. Sleep damage spirit scaling reduced significantly, and the tier 2 has been changed from -17 seconds cooldown and 15 fixation stacks to now an increased sleep duration with the fixation stacks. So the tier 3 gains another second of sleep duration for a total of 375. Like, good night, yeah, for sure. Sleepies. So this brings the total duration up to 375 sleep duration without any items or scaling, but max dagger. And the tier 3 now gives -17 seconds cooldown that used to come from the tier 2, in addition to -50% move and dash speed for 3 seconds after wake up. Fixation tier 3 bonus has been reduced, and it also now scales with weapon damage. Dynamo Singularity now has 15 seconds shorter ult cooldown. That's a good buff. Rend Spirit scaling has been taken down slightly, and the tier 3 silence duration has also been tweaked to be a bit shorter. Doorman has been rescaled to have most likely the same bullet damage at max level. I'm not doing the math. Usually when they change these numbers like this, it's something around a small nerf or small buff, usually nerf, and the damage numbers maybe going to be like 1% different. Reducing his doorway duration, increasing the call bell charge time. Tier 1 upgrade gets that duration back. Tier 3 range upgrade has been reduced by 5 meters. Luggage cart damage reduced by 20. Tier 1 upgrade gets that back. Luggage cart range reduced from 25 down to 20. Tier 2 gets that back. So Doorman has been pressed to have a little bit less of an early game advantage. Shining Wonder radius has been increased, as well as the damage by 10%, and the buffer duration has also been increased from 3 seconds to 325. Calico has had Ava move speed changed and damage amp reduced. Rising Ram Tier 3 has been reduced from 8% max health to 7, still ranking this as among the most problematic abilities in Deadlock. Definitely one of the strongest parts of Billy's kit since they tweaked it. Repaw's base duration has been increased slightly and removed completely the ability through upgrades to gain duration on his stun, and instead now grants you 60% bullet, spirit, and melee lifesteal against the target for 7 seconds. This is going to create Apollo monstrosities where he's going to be healing so much off of flawless advance he can.